I'm very confused about the Genius Act. I thought there was a deal made by the president to make sure that included was going to be the central bank digital currency. There'd be no possibility of a backdoor to get that. So where are we?
Steve, let me explain something. In 1971, we went off of the gold standard. The Federal Reserve did that. And we went to cash, a cash society. And the value of the dollar has drastically gone down to the buying power is less than 10 cents now from where it was in the 1950s before we went off the gold reserve. What's happening today on July 17th in 2025 when no one is paying attention, no one's talking about it, everyone is in blind rage about the Epstein files, and I don't blame them. However, right now, what is being voted on today in Congress is the entire setup, groundwork, and its entire infrastructure being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And the number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means the ability for the government to take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset and it's not being talked about. Steve, I was the only no vote on the rule last night. And Congress set a record last night and no one's talking about that either. This was the longest vote held open for a rule in history. And it finally shut down sometime around midnight because there was a deal made and the deal will not be honored. It was a deal that Speaker Johnson made, and he said that he would put a ban on central bank digital currency in the NDAA. But let me tell you something, that's going to get stripped out in the Senate because what they told us all week long is the Senate does not have the votes to pass a ban on a central bank digital currency. So I want to lay this out straight for you all. You never thought in your lifetime that the government would shut you down, would close your churches, would close your schools, would close your business. And that happened only a few years ago. But what is happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin. But it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government. And there will be no ban on a central bank digital currency. There will be no way to protect your ability to fully control your digital currency in the future. And I'm voting no to this today. I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13, 16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that.
But it's okay, hang on, but I thought at one time you had a dozen or maybe 25, you had the House Freedom Caucus plus others that are saying, hey, we don't support any possibility of having a central bank digital currency. A lot of them are concerned about things in the Genius Act overall, but they're prepared to, say, we'll let that go forward, but they're adamant about the central bank digital currency. Where are all the other dozen, 20, 24 people that were with you?
They remain concerned. Don't get me wrong, my colleagues remain, I'm not in the Freedom Caucus, so I'm going to lay that out right there. My colleagues remain concerned about a central bank digital currency. As a matter of fact, that was expressed as a concern by Republicans in every meeting that I was in. But yet there was no massive effort on a large scale to stop a central bank digital currency. It's just this. They were saying, we've got to deliver. The president wants this passed. We didn't even know about the Genius Act until Monday, but they're saying we have to have this passed. He wants a signing ceremony on Friday. He wants this done, and they're willing to push it forward without guaranteeing and passing on the front end. My demand is let's do this on the front end. Let's stop the central bank digital currency first, and then let's pass this stuff. But no one is willing to do that. They were willing to make deals that I don't believe will hold because we were told all week, Steve, by everyone that a ban on CBDC, central bank digital currency, will not pass in the Senate. There are not 60 votes for that. So by Johnson putting it in the NDAA and saying this is our effort to get it to pass, it doesn't mean that it's going to pass in the Senate. They're going going to gut it out. We watched them do that with the BBB. They're going to do it with Clarity, the other Bitcoin, the market regulatory bill that will pass today. They do this all the time, and the House constantly gets jammed. And here's one thing that really makes me angry, Steve. This was a closed rule. Johnson did not allow us to make amendments to the Genius Act, to make an amendment to put a ban on CBDC in the Genius Act. We were told, you don't have a right to amendments. You don't get to do your legislative process anymore. You just have to vote on it. And they forced it through, making what I think is a fake deal. And I wish the Freedom Caucus had held, but they didn't. They want to work and they want to pass the president's agenda, and I do too. But I'm not willing to go along with the pathway to a central bank digital currency in a cashless society where none of us can control our money. Because I don't trust the government, and no one else should trust the government. And just because this administration is committed to that doesn't mean that a future administration will not lock down our bank accounts if we are not doing and saying what they want us to do. We've already been there. That was the past 4 years. I don't want to ever go back to that, and I don't want that future for my children, Steve. And so I am upset today. I'm adamantly no to this, and I wish I had more Republicans standing with me.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS, Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, with another edification, another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Alright, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam. La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Ba'asham Rakaha Kodash. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone at well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites. Shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters. Still want to play games? Yeah? Still want to play games? And pussyfoot around and lie to the people? Alright, fool the people, not speak the truth, all these things. Still want to play games? Well, alright. I will tell you, you're playing with your life. Alright? You're playing with your life. You all of IUIC, ISUPK, WFI, Believers of the Way, Israelite of the Great Awakening over here in Trinidad. Alright? You all still want to play games? You all are in for a rude awakening. This is going to be the biggest I told you so moment. The biggest I told you so moment. The biggest. These people are moving right ahead. Full speed ahead. Yeah, these Edomites, the wicked, yeah, they are moving full speed ahead. And if you all think, if you all think that, you know, the mark of the beast is going to be anything excepting that RFID microchip, sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. And you of the congregation of these particular camps, you know, these respective camps that I just called out, you all who are following them, boy, hey, I telling you, here what I telling you, Sorry to say. You understand? We constantly warning you all, constantly. I'm not going to do this. Is not about breaking down what the MOTB is. And we've been past that stage, man. We've been past that stage. I'm not even going to go through. I don't even think in this edification here that I am going to go. Or maybe I might go to it, yeah, Revelation 13, 16, yeah. Maybe. We will see how the Spirit leads. Alright? But this edification is really at you false teachers, yeah, from Nate, Bishop Nate, alright, and all his minions, alright, that the leader of WFI, I forget his name, Naquam, and all his minions, alright, General Yohana of ISUPK and all his minions, alright, believers of the way, I don't know, I can't remember his name, I can't remember the name of the leader for Israelite of the Great Awakening, alright, but all you who following these men, you all are just blind, man. You all are being led by blind men, alright, some of them blind, and some of them, they know what it is. When I say some of them, I'm speaking specifically of IUIC. Specifically. Alright? You feel Bishop Nathan and his minions don't know that the MOTB, is the microchip. But we believe through the Spirit that these men took that big bag, man. That big bag. But what I'm saying, we have been constantly warning you. Constantly. So when that thing becomes mandatory, and you all line up to take this thing, because remember, your leaders tell you that is not the MOTB. And you all is going to line up to take it because that would be the only form of money. As a matter of fact, I'll really have to go to it. But I'm not even going and break it down. I'm not going to go into no words and charagma and this and that. And no. I'm not going to go through that. I don't have time for that right now. Yeah? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. Because we've been telling you all this, man. Revelation 13, 16, and he calls it all both small and great. Alright? Rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So yeah. No man wouldn't be able to buy or sell unless he had that mark. Alright, because this CBDC, this Genius Act that is ushering in the CBDC is the groundwork, is the infrastructure for the mark of the beast. Alright, which is the RFID microchip. Okay? Now, as I was saying, your leaders, they told you all that that is not it. Yeah, it's June. Ain't no microchips, right? Nice. Lovely. So, when all has fallen, and that is the only form of money, you all go ahead, take it. That being the only form of money, go ahead and take it, because remember, sin is the MOTB. Sin and embargo and a whole heap of stuff. Sleeping with the so-called white woman and all that. John 3:16, all that is the MOTB. All that is the MOTB. So go right ahead and take that chip, man. Because remember, the chip is not the MOTB. Alright? The chip is not the MOTB. Though you're buying and selling, that the only means of buying and selling, no man, the chip is the MOTB. It's not the MOTB. So go ahead, take it. Take it. You understand? You all have been being warned, man. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17, where it reads, Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yeah? Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. And I am telling you, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we will be found guiltless. The men of Great Millstone, that is who the we I'm speaking about, and the affiliates. The men of Great Millstone and the affiliates, we will be found guiltless, pursuant to you dumb, stupid niggers who is going to line up and take this shit. And I'm speaking about you, all of the circumcision, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who is of the circumcision that is going to line up and take this thing. We will be found guiltless, because why? We made sure and warn you all constantly, what is the MOTB. But you see, as I was always saying, my old saying that I was always say, a lot of you all, your head so far up your ass that all you could see is your shit. You all cannot see how you all are being misled, literally misled down to the slopes of death. You all really cannot see it. Really cannot see it. A bunch of blind bats. That's what you all are. Yeah? A bunch of blind bats that can't have you, that literally don't have discernment through the spirit. Yeah? That's why the scripture say, pursuant to John, 1 John 4 and 1, 1 John 4 and 1, it reads, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit. Try the spirit. Try it. When we say, when we go into that word try, it means to test. To put it to a test. Alright? Try the spirit. Try the spirit of these men. Test the spirit of these men. If they truly of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai by the way of sound doctrine. Sound doctrine. Alright? Whether they are of Yahweh, because many false prophets are going out into the world. Yahushai warned us of that. Alright? So that's why you ought to try the spirits, but you all are not doing that. You all are just going blindly. Blindly. Yeah, it's like Bishop Nate, you know, you all is like if you all are under a deep hypnosis. Alright, you Jakes are under a deep hypnosis. It reads, verse 2, hereby know ye the spirit of Yahweh. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahushai is come in the flesh is of Yahweh, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahushai Hamashiach is come in the flesh is not of Yahweh. And this is that spirit of Antichrist. Alright, and this is who these men are. These men are against Yahushai, man. Yeah, against Yahushai, starting with IUIC. Alright, hence the reason why, you know, they hate that name. They hate that name, Yahushai. Yeah? Whereof you have heard that it should come, and now and even now already it is in the world, the Antichrist spirit. Yeah? Ye are of Yahweh, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world. And this is what we who in this 100% truth, we are to understand. Especially the young ones that is coming up. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of Yahweh. He that knoweth Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, heareth us. He that is not of Yahweh heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. And this is why, we have that discernment to know when these men is coming in error. All right, coming in error and willfully coming in error too. Willfully coming in error. There's where it is. Willfully coming in error. That's why Paul warned us about men like these, our beloved forefather, brother Paul. All right, when you go to Acts 20:26, Acts 20 and 26, it reads, wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. Yeah? For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is us here. We never, shunned. We give you it raw, clean, clear, uncut. Sound doctrine. This is what Great Millstone and its affiliates give to you. Alright? To the best of our ability. To the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? Verse 28, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock, and to all the flock, the believers, over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers, to feed the church of Yahweh, which hath been purchased with his own blood. Yeah? Which is through Yahweh Shai. For I know this, that after my departing, shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Yeah? Not sparing the flock. Yeah? And this is what it is going on. These men are willingly leading the people them down a slippery slope of death. And they could care less. Because why? They're eating right now. They're living fat. They're waxing fat right now. Alright, they're getting the benefits here right now. It says, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn everyone, to warn everyone night and day with tears. You understand? And now, brethren, I commend you to Yahweh, and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you up, and to give you an inheritance among all them that which are sanctified, pursuant to the elect. You understand? Because we stay steadfast, in this truth, walking in the truth, and preaching, teaching sound doctrine. Yeah? There's where it is here. Yeah? 1 Timothy, let's take a look at that. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 1. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 1. It reads, now the Spirit the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. Alright, some shall depart from the faith. And there's what we're seeing. Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrine of devils. What these men are teaching us, doctrine of devils, man. Especially pursuant to the MOTB. Is doctrine of devils. Speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. There's where it is. Alright? And these men have no intentions of changing. Making that turn back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. These men don't have that. Yeah? These men don't have that. And they refuse to take heed, take correction, take reproof. That's why the Lord said pursuant to Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21 and 16, it reads, Proverbs 21:16, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall what? Shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Yeah? And this is what is going on with a lot in you all, because you have refused to take reproof and correction. You understand? You refuse to come to the true understanding. But you know what is the opposite to that? Proverbs 22 and 3. Proverbs 22 and 3, it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. Yeah? But the simple passes on and are punished. The simple passes on and are punished. That, what all of that lady had was said there was come on, it is the same thing we have been saying. It's the same thing that we have been saying, and for nothing you all will take heed, but you of IUIC and ISUPK and what have you, so forth, believers of the way, WFI, Israelite of the Great Awakening, what have you, so forth. And for nothing you all will come to the true understanding of the truth. That's why a lot in you all is going to be punished. Punished brutally by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go to 2 Peter. Let's now see something. Yeah. Nice. So 2 Peter 2 and 1. Is it 2 or 6? Bear with me. 2 Peter 2 and 1. Yeah? I'm reading this here, 2 Peter 2 and 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves what? Swift destruction. Swift. That is why I say, still want to play games? You all still want to play games? Well, all right. Let's see the prize that you're going to get at the ending of those games. Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. And this is what taking place. Alright? This is what is taking place. By reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. And there's what they're doing. There's what they're doing here. Boy, look at your boy Alazar. He made merchandise off of you dumb niggas. All how we constantly warn you, Jakes, pursuant to Alazar, and that whole hierarchy of Sakari, you know, before it got dismantled. We warn you all about this. Hey, these guys was making a mentor for you all and teaching a whole bunch of lies. Teaching a whole bunch of lies. Hey, boy, why wouldn't want to be a flea under you all color, man? When judgment start to reign. When judgment start to reign. Yeah? And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. Yeah? Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not. Yeah? And their damnation slumbereth not. I could have go down more about press for time. Press for time. Yeah? But verse 1 to 3, it explains it perfectly well. Yeah, it explains it perfectly well. But you know, Jake's so hard-headed, they still would continue in the wicked ways. They still will continue in that nonsense. They still will continue in that false doctrine and get themselves caught up. That's why I would leave with this last scripture, which is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It reads, for what if some did not believe? So what if you didn't believe that the MOTB is the RFID microchip? Shall the unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, man. And no rocket science in that. No rocket science in that. But hey, it is what it is. Because at the end of it all is all the working of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Most are the elect, most are the 2/3. Plain and simple. Hope you always are edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, signing out, saying Kal Halayam La Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites. Shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. The brother Kahan signing out, saying Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.